If you can't do what's required of you, I don't know what to tell you, then you can't do it. Hi, my name is McKinley. Today, I'm going to be giving you some lessons I've learned as a plus-size dancer. I've been dancing since I was 8 years old, and I've been big since I was 8 years old, so I'm pretty much an expert in the topic. The first lesson I learned, or the first one I want to talk about, because I actually didn't learn this, the epiphany didn't hit me until recently in my career. If you feel like you're behind as a plus-size dancer, maybe your leaps aren't as high, you can't turn for as long, your flexibility, you don't feel as flexible as smaller dancers, it is not because you are big. Stop thinking that, because I used to think that too. You're weak. And let me explain. Let me give you some backstory. I went to a convention and there was a dancer there who was much bigger than me. But you know what else? She turned forever. Her legs went to her ears in her second position leaps because she's strong. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. It's not about being big. It's not about being small. How strong are you? Does your muscle mass match your weight? Because weight and muscle mass are different. You can be big and you can be a fantastic dancer if you are strong, if it matches. The problem comes when our muscles are not as strong as our bodies weigh. Same thing goes for a small dancer. If there's a small dancer but she has no muscle mass, her leaps are not going to go anywhere. So stop thinking, I'm not a good dancer because I'm big. I'm not a big dancer because I'm fat. No, it's not that. You can be fat and strong and be a great dancer. I've seen it. Disclaimer, I use the word fat as a descriptor because fat to me is like skinny. Like, that's not a word that hurts me. So if I use the word fat, my bad. I know it still hurts other people, so I'll try not to use it, but it's no longer a word that I let hurt me anymore. So there's that. Once I had that epiphany, I became such a better dancer. My sister at the time was playing volleyball, and so she had this personal trainer, and I was like, I want a personal trainer. Like, I want to strength train more. And so I strength trained with this man. I don't know if it was a whole school year or just the first semester. But since then, my leaps were so much better. And they still hold up to this day, and that was 6 years ago. Consistently strength training will get you where you want to be. Now, this next one is less a lesson, but more so me debunking a myth. You can get tons of work as a plus size dancer. Back in the day, like way back in the day, probably not. The dance industry was very exclusive to different body types. There was only one body type that they were looking for. Whereas now there are actually specific jobs that are specifically seeking out plus size dancers, which is totally different from what it used to be. I was watching a podcast and it was an interview with one of Lizzo's backup dancers. She talked about how in the audition process, she almost didn't make the cut because she was too small. Actually, Lizzo wanted bigger dancers. There are jobs out there that are specifically looking for you. And even if they aren't looking for plus size dancers specifically, they aren't exclusive. Talent agents will even tell you that they are looking for individuality. And as a dancer, you have a brand now. I don't know if that was the case in the beginning, that dancers were kind of their own celebrity, you know? Like now with social media, there are dancers that we know. They're looking for individuality. So if you have pink hair, if you have tattoos, if you have piercings in your face, they're looking to see what makes you different. So in some ways, being a plus size dancer is actually kind of a plus. No pun intended. I'm so sorry. Of course, there are still plus size bodies are still stigmatized. Please don't let this be me saying, oh, everything. No, we know that still, but it is not what it once was. And so don't let that stop you from thinking you could be a professional dancer, because you absolutely can. Okay, lesson number 3. This one was a hard one for me to learn and to experience, but sizing. Okay. I'm a studio kid. I trained in a studio since I was 8 years old. And so my studio is ordering costumes from Wiseman, Revolution, Wish Come True, Penthouse. Oh, not Penthouse. What is it called? 10th House? I don't know. I can't remember, but I don't think it's Penthouse. I think that's something else. Sizing is actually crazy. So just for reference, If I go to a Target or like an Old Navy, I'm walking out with a top that's a large, extra large, depending on how I want it to fit. If I want it to be tighter, a large. If I'm trying to get something oversized, extra large. In a Wiseman costume book, my measurements now probably aren't even, they probably don't even have my size now. I am a dance teacher now, so I have seen those sizing charts. Y'all. As a dance teacher now, I have kids who I take their measurements. They're wearing youth size clothes, but they're having to order an adult size costume so that it can fit. That should tell you that there is something wrong with the sizing in these costume books. Along with these costume books, you know, being a brown dancer is hard because there's a lot of costumes with mesh that are nude color, but they only match white skin. And even then, sometimes they don't even match the white dancers. So you know they don't match the brown dancers. I can't tell you how many times I've had to put brown foundation on my ballet costume straps. Or one time we had like this deep triangle and it was all mesh. So I painted it brown so that it would match me. It's getting better with shoes and tights. Like shoes and tights will come in all different tones of brown and tan and pink. And that's great. We're definitely making strides, but there's still some work to do, definitely. The fourth lesson that I've learned is that it is all in two things: your skill and your confidence. If you have both of those, nothing can stop you. Stop going to dance class and going straight to the back. Stop being afraid of taking up space. Stop comparing yourself to smaller dancers in the room or just other dancers in the room. Use other dancers in the room to inspire you. When we do groups, I like to watch other people and see how they move and take note. Like, ooh, I like the way she did that. I'm gonna move like that on that part because that looked good on her. Oh, that was I like the way she looked on that part. Like, use that and take notes and put it in your movement. That's what I feel like a good dance class is for looking at other dancers and being like, wow, I love the way she's doing that part. Let me try to incorporate that with still my own flavor. If you watch other dancers and you become insecure or you shut down or you feel intimidated, that is the wrong attitude to have. If you are the best dancer in the room, you need to go find another room. You should never be the best. You always want to find somebody that you can be inspired by or take notes from. Study their movement. It's okay to do that. That's what it's all there for. That's why we got that big mirror, so we can see everybody, so we can see everything. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be inspired by others. You deserve to be confident. So do those things, please. Fifth and final lesson. If you want to be a professional dancer, the most important part of that is your body. You have to take care of your body. I'm not saying you need to lose weight. I will never be skinny. I will never be skinny. I don't want to be skinny. I don't want to be rail thin. Like, just look at my head. Like, if I got skinny, it would give bobblehead. Like, no, I don't want to be rail thin, but I do want to take care of my body. You need to fuel your body correctly. You should not you should not be eating wings and things right before dance practice. I'm not saying don't eat it ever. I love a Zaxby wings and things, hot honey mustard, extra fries with a Diet Coke. I'm not saying you can't have it ever. Just be smart. And this kind of coincides with the first lesson about being strong. Your body is your most important thing as a professional dancer. If you can't move your body, if you can't do what's required of you, I don't know what to tell you, then you can't do it. That's not to say that only small bodies can do what's required. Take care of your body. And that's not with just fueling your body right, but are you resting? Are you going too hard in the paint? You need to have rest days. You can't just go, 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 go. Especially when you get to a certain age, you need to be stretching before class. You need to be warming up before class, and you need to be stretching after. Because if you don't, you're going to wake up, and you're going to wake up feeling like the Tin Man, having to, ooh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Having to stretch out your joints and get unstuck. Like, no, at a certain point, it's really not even about your body weight. It's about your age. You're going to get to a point where, you know, you can't dance 5 days a week, 4 hours after school like you did when you were 17 and just wake up and be fine. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You're going to get to 23, 24, 25, and you're like, ooh. And you're going to start to feel it. Your body is going to start to feel it if you don't take care of it. Please rest. Go to bed at night. Fuel your body right. Still eat the things you love, obviously, but just be smart about what you're putting into your body. That goes for alcohol too. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, so those are some of the lessons I've learned as a plus size dancer. As I continue my dance journey, I'm sure I will gain some more wisdom. For all my other plus size dancers out there, if you're watching this video, please put in the comments down below anything that resonates with you or any lessons that maybe you have learned that I didn't mention. I really want to build a community where we have a place to talk freely as plus size dancers and any dancers, any lessons you learn, even the skinny girls. There's a room for everybody here. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next week.